Talk about what you've been doing online, talking to the 14-year-old girl.
What 14-year-old girl?
The 14-year-old girl you've been speaking to, is that you?
Why?
Because you've been grooming a 14-year-old girl online. You've been getting her to do sexual things for you.
You met her on a teenage app.
You went onto a teenage app, didn't you, looking for a teenager? Is there anybody else in the house at the moment?
No, it's just me.
Right, good. So your mum and dad's not here?
No.
Okay. The police are on the way and they're going to arrest you. You've been grooming a 14-year-old girl online.
You've been teaching what you believe to be a child how to masturbate. Have you got anything to say?
We're filming this for your safety and ours.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I understand.
So that we can prove that we haven't touched you.
No.
You are under no threat whatsoever. We're not going to hurt you. All we're here to do is have you arrested because you've been grooming a 14-year-old child online. You've been inciting her to play with herself and do sexual things. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
You do know what I'm talking about?
So you can confirm that you've been talking to what you believe
I've been talking to her, yeah, but I've not been doing anything.
You've been
other than
what?
Well, just talking to her. Really?
You've been talking to her sexually, haven't you? Very sexually.
Not very sexually, but I have been sexually, yeah.
I would say that getting this 14-year-old girl to stick a hairbrush up herself was very sexual, would you not?
Telling her that she's
no.
not allowed to stop until she complies with your rules.
I never said
You
anything
told her
about
she wasn't
that.
allowed to stop.
Can you just step out a second? Do you want to just step out? No,
I'm fine.
You're fine there?
Yeah.
Right, okay, because you are now under a Section 24A citizen's arrest. We can't let you go back into the house because we don't want you to hurt yourself. The police are on the way.
We have rung them. We are here to hurt you. We're
do you
literally
understand
here to
what's
pass
happening?
you over to the police.
No, it's fine.
No one's gonna harm you, even though you've done harm to this girl. What would have done harm to this girl? Do you realise the harm?
Can you
Yeah,
see
yeah.
the screen? Because I can't see
Do you know
on
it
the
would have scarred
screen.
her? So I need you to know. I don't really care, but I need you.
No,
to know.
I
What
understand.
I'm not saying is I need you to know now that no one here is going to harm you. As the lady said, we're going to hand you over to the police.
No,
right?
that's fine.
Because if
Shall I
that was
read that?
a 12, 13, 14-year-old girl, you would have scarred her for life, mate. 100% you would have
Is
scarred
somebody
her.
ringing them?
Yeah.
So the police are on their way, and what, did you think that was okay? Did you think that was fine?
Not really, no.
So why would you do
But
that?
I don't know why I've done it.
This is the first time, is it?
Yeah.
You've never done it before?
No.
Why have you
Let
not
me
got a
read some of
Facebook
these.
account?
I don't know what happened there, but they've deactivated it for some reason.
Well, maybe
I
there's
have
a
no
reason.
idea. No,
Facebook just deactivated your account.
yeah, just like they didn't give me no warning or anything like
Are
that.
you a reoffender? Have you done anything
No,
like this
You've
before?
never been in trouble with the police before?
No.
Sure.
Yeah, positive. What was I just saying?
What were you just saying?
Totally forgot now.
You were telling us that you'd never offended before, you'd never been in trouble with the police. But,
No.
But they've closed your Facebook
yeah,
account for some
yeah,
obscure
the
reason that we
Facebook
don't know
account,
about.
I don't know about of what I've done.
Is that because you talk to children?
No, all I've got my family
but-
and friends are on there.
Yeah, but you are speaking to 14-year-old children online
On
sexually.
teen apps.
Could you have done that on Facebook, and maybe that's why they've closed you down?
No, I don't know why they've closed
So
me
you
down
just do it
about
on.
that.
You just do it on.
It's just on teen apps. or anything.
Why would you go on a teenage chat site and talk sexually to a 14-year-old girl like you have here? Because I have to say that we've done 32 of you guys now. Sexual predators, online sexual predators. That's what we do. We catch online sexual predators, and you are the filthiest, most vile that I've ever read.
One of the girls.
Do you
actually
understand
said-
that?
Oh yeah, sorry.
I was going to say one of the girls actually who do this. They do this. It made her feel physically sick. That's what she said.
You weren't actually talking to a 14-year-old girl. You were speaking to an adult decoy, and you've made her cry.
Do you remember what you said to this girl yesterday as she went back to school?
No.
You were going to make her play with herself while she was in a classroom full of people for your satisfaction.
You asked her yesterday
can't
to
re- I
play
can't
with
remember.
herself.
You can't remember. Shall
No.
I read some of these to you and you can tell me if the thought comes to your head again, eh?
Yeah, just be careful. People, these are quite vile. Please don't let your children watch this.
Do you have a sister or a hairbrush? Or do you have both? How old's your sister? She's 7. Oh, just wondering. Grab your brush. Take your panties off. Are you done? So you've incited her to masturbate with a hairbrush. You told her that she couldn't stop and she wasn't allowed to.
Even when
She
it was
said-
hurting her.
She said that it was hurting her and it was making her cry, and you says, no, it doesn't matter, you're not allowed to stop. Keep pushing it in. Push slower. Push it deeper, you're going to be fine, don't worry. Get on your knees. Is it in there? No, it's not. Push your brush in and bounce on your brush. Hold it with your hand. You're doing fine. You just need stretching out if it hurts.
Oh. Can you even hear this? Because you,
Oh, yeah,
you've
no,
got,
no,
there's
I'm-
absolutely
I'm just
no
listening.
emotion
No,
whatsoever on
I
your
am
face.
listening.
Are you not disgusted
I
hearing
am really
that?
disgusted to hear that.
This is a
And I can't
this is
believe
a
I've
14-year-old
actually
girl
done
you're
that.
speaking to.
You
So
knew what
you know,
you were doing.
No,
Do you know why you did
seriously,
it?
I didn't.
No, you
No,
can...
no.
you didn't know what you were doing.
Seriously, I
Excuse
didn't
me.
know what I was saying.
No, excuse
didn't know what
me,
you were saying.
we're trying to talk here, so don't, like, over-talk us. You knew what you were doing, okay? She even says that it hurts and it made her cry and she asked to stop. You said no. Why? You know that you've done wrong. You might as well just admit it.
Can I read
I know
this?
I've done
He's
wrong.
admitted
Can I
it. He
read
has
this
I
admitted
know
it.
I've done
sentence
wrong.
to you?
Go on,
This is
go
my
on.
first time.
This one
You know,
sentence.
They all say that.
No.
No, seriously, it is.
Let me read this sentence to you. No, the younger you are, the better you learn.
What do you think of that? The younger you are, the better you can learn sex, is what you said to her. You've got no emotion on your face. Do you?
No,
do you?
seriously, I am
listen,
sweating.
let me
for
tell you, there's-
You're
being-
quite animated when you're talking to a 14-year-old child.
The scale of what you've done today, what the police are going to do now is arrest you, and then they are going to come and section 18 this house. They're going to search the whole house, and they're going to take away any device that can go on the internet. Your parents' computers, whoever you live with, everything that can go on the internet is going to be seized from this house to find out how many children you've been talking to online. You're going to be arrested, you're going to be taken away and slammed in a cell overnight,
You've
questioned
got-
in the morning, and hopefully remanded into prison.
You've got absolutely
understand
no
that?
reaction at all.
Can I just say something? Right? Can I phone my dad quickly?
No, you can't
No.
phone anybody.
Police
The
will let
police
you do
will
that
give you a
when they
phone
get
call
here.
when you get here. The police will let you have a phone call when they get here. You-
It's
you
the
do- you-
first
you-
time I've read chat logs, right, and it made me physically sick. It really did. I just don't understand how anyone can speak to a child the way you did. It's just ridiculous.
She had a sleepover with a friend at the weekend. You was
Take your hand off the
asking.
door handle because you're not closing the door.
No, I'm not. I'm just resting it.
She had a sleepover with
I'm
a friend
not one of those people, you know, where to.
at the weekend, and you wanted her to do stuff with her friend, didn't you?
I don't remember that.
Well, I'll read it and
It
I'll
was only 3 days
refresh your
ago.
memory,
It was
okay?
only 3 days ago.
I have trouble with memory loss, you see.
Oh, right, you do.
No, seriously.
Have you got
my
any kind of
background.
mental health problems or learning difficulties? Because you seem quite all right to me.
I do have not mental issues, but I've had epilepsy before, and obviously it's.
That would turn you into a paedophile and a
That,
child groomer.
it doesn't make you speak to children though, does it?
I'm not saying it doesn't.
No, to be fair, I asked you the question
But-
and you're answering it, yeah.
I do have trouble memorising things.
So you can't
Right.
remember what you said to this girl 3 days
So,
ago,
3
2 days
days
ago.
ago.
No, I can't even remember something
Well,
that happened
we'll
2
jog
days
your
ago.
memory.
3 days ago, she were having a sleepover with a friend. How old is she? She's 14. Okay, will you get with her? Well, if you do this, I will tell you what to do. If I tell you my full name, will you do it? A little bit of a bribe there. Let me just-
That's what you said to her. You refused to tell her your full name, but then you said if you made some kind of sexual thing with a friend, you'd tell her your full name. Was that
Go
right?
to your
You know.
room, whisper her to follow you up in 2 minutes. Please, I want you to make white stuff come out of me.
That's
If she's staying
sorry.
over-
That's while they were having dinner downstairs with her mum. You're getting the girl to whisper to her friend to take her upstairs so they can do sexual things to each other away from the mother.
Ask her if she's thought about girls as more than friends. Ask her if she's ever thought about it. Does she want to try? You're going to get taught now what you've been doing. I want to teach you with a girl. I want you to please. Ask her. Tell her it's not going to hurt. Just say a friend wants to know and I can help you both.
Can I just ask you, you know, like this business where you sent her to do stuff with her friend while the parents was there?
Speak up.
If this was the parents, if we was the film, as I said, I've got to reiterate, we're not going to harm you, right?
No,
just get into your head. If that was my daughter, right, then I would be harming you.
I wouldn't understand that.
Right, and that's what's going to happen. Because as I said at the beginning, the main thing for me is, right, the main thing is that you will be damaged. Thank God this was a decoy, because you would have disturbed this child and caused immense problems for her and her family, and maybe for years later. You know, I know victims of child groomers and been victims of paedophiles who years later, in their 40s and 50s, it's had effect on them. Do you realise that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Do you,
no, seriously, I do.
You know that, and yet you've done it yourself. I'd respect you more if you said I didn't know that, but now I've learned.
No,
but you knew that, and
I've
you still.
learned from my mistakes and everything. You know,
these have a long-term effect.
learn.
These have a long-term. They don't get to 20, 30.
No.
You know, it still affects them. They have trouble having relationships. They have trouble doing all sorts of things. Some of them commit suicide, and it's caused by people like you.
Of course it is, yeah.
You know, so you should be thanking us, really, because, like, you know, there's something tearing your head off. But we're not doing that.
No.
We're not doing that. We need to know, right? You look like a rabbit caught in headlights, right? Because I think it's dawning on you what's happened in it. And when he mentioned that the police will come here under a Section 18, right? I don't know if they know this. I see the look on your face, and I believe, and I'd put a bet with these when we go, there's more on your computer. You looked crestfallen, mate. You looked as if the world is falling in. So I know, I'm not the police, I don't care,
no.
Right? But I know there's more stuff on your computer. So the best thing to do is admit it to the police. And once they find it, mate,
Has a child ever sent you a picture? Because you begged this child for pictures.
No.
Have you got any indecent images of children on your phone or your laptops? The police will find it.
Oh yeah, I know.
Have you spoken to any other children?
How many children have you been speaking to?
They will come forward, so it's better to be honest.
You are live on Facebook now with 2,000 people watching you, including other hunting teams. Can you believe he just did that?
Sorry.
No,
Can you just believe he just did that?
This is not.
Do you not realise what you've done?
No, but you're being sarky.
No.
It's
I'm not being
talking to what you
Unbelievable.
believe to be a child,
Do you know what?
and
I
you
need
think
to
it's
step down
acceptable
a bit.
to
Yeah,
do
step
that.
back, yeah.
It's not.
What you've put in these chat logs is absolutely disgusting, and one of the
I know
words
it
we
is.
said.
Yeah.
You think that's
just waved at the
acceptable? You
camera.
are, are you?
No, I'm not.
I'm shocked.
It's not. I'm not saying it's. I'm not
You're an
saying it is
absolute
wrong.
twat.
What's your name? Timothy Lopez.
I know I am.
Is it Timothy Lopez, yeah?
You know it is.
Timothy Lopez.
You know it is.
Yeah, from Peterborough. 27 years old.
Yeah.
This is who we're speaking to now, guys. Timothy Lopez, 27 years old.
I
Just
would
waved at
love
the
to-
camera when we told him he was live.
Finds it funny talking to 14-year-old girls, grooming 14-year-old
I
girls.
don't find it funny. I find it disgusting.
Today,
It is
Timothy,
disgusting.
I know it
Tim,
is.
And he lives opposite
Yeah.
a school full of 14-year-old girls. That's the scary thing.
Tim,
It's why I
today.
went to that school and so did my dad. So
Yeah, well, today you are a sexual predator that's going to be arrested. When you are convicted in a court of law, and you will be, you're going to be a paedophile.
Put on a sexual predator.
You're going to be on the You're going to be on the sex offenders register. You're going to have a sexual harm prevention order for years and years and years.
Can
And
I just
hopefully,
readjust it?
with the state of these chat logs, you're going to spend some time in prison. And you've just waved at this camera when I told you were live.
It's not something to be proud of.
Do you
trust
want-
me.
I know it's
Everyone
not.
that lives near you is going to know what you've been saying to
I know
what
they
you
are.
believe to be a
Everybody
kid.
soon on this estate is going to know what you are.
Right, I'm going to just
And
read
by the
this,
way,
all
people, he
right?
hasn't got a Facebook account, but he does live with his parents or a parent as far as we're aware. So please, they are innocent victims in this too. Do not come to the house if you know where we are. Please, leave the parents alone. This is the man that's done it. Timothy Lopez.
I'm stroking my cock because I'm horny and you make me because you're hot. If you feel down there, you will be wet. Do you want to make daddy come? I like being called daddy. Oh, she says, is that what dads make their daughters do? You said yeah. So rub your pussy. I'm stroking my cock. So apparently you think it's acceptable to tell a child
No,
that
I don't.
dads abuse their daughters
No, of course
and
I
that
don't.
sort of things
No.
that dads
Excuse me,
do
sorry,
to their
sorry,
Of course I
daughters.
don't.
Have you got children yourself?
No.
You haven't got children.
No.
Have you got little sisters or anything like that? Thank goodness. Thank goodness for that.
You've got a brother, haven't you? You've got a brother.
Yeah, I've got 2 brothers.
Have they got children? Don't mention any
no,
names.
No, I've got a niece, but they don't live here. Near
So,
me.
so you don't see them, no?
Not very often.
Well, that's very lucky for them then, because the police might have to question them as well about whether you touched them or not.
I wouldn't do that to my own family.
No,
Just-
you
Would
just
you
do it to my
someone
family.
else's
No,
kids?
You just do it to our
seriously,
kids.
I don't know.
Pardon?
No.
That's
Well,
not what these chat
That's
logs say.
someone's child. That's what he's just saying. When you say you won't do this, that is someone's child that you were speaking to. So that's fine. But just respect.
It's not fun. I know it's not fun.
Are you ashamed of yourself?
I am pretty
Because you
much.
don't look ashamed of yourself.
No, seriously,
well, it
I
wouldn't
am.
be me, but you should be
No.
deeply embarrassed and ashamed.
I
of
am
yourself.
embarrassed and ashamed of
Tim-
myself.
Timothy,
of what,
Tim.
of what I've done.
Tim, the stuff we've got in these chat logs here is, it's probably, as a team, we've been running for 7 or 8 months now. We've caught 32 sexual predators. This is probably the worst chat log that any of us have ever seen, and we've seen some vile sexual predators in our time. This stuff about
Is that his
sitting on a hairbrush, you know, is that your penis on that picture?
What you're sending to a 14-year-old
Is it your
child.
penis covered in cum, yeah?
Okay.
So you knew what you were doing all along.
14-year-old
You
child.
asked her if she wanted to see that, didn't you? And she said not really, and you sent it anyway. It basically a picture of you coming, isn't it? Your cock.
Can I just
You
say,
coming.
the decoy that you've been talking to wants me to pass on a message, and she's just saying that the stuff that you've made what you believe to be a child do, and those chat logs there, is something that she'll never personally forget, and she'll never get over them.
And she's a 24-year-old
And
woman.
that's a
She's
grown
not.
woman.
She's not a child. She's a grown woman. She's had sleepless nights over what you've been saying to her because she knows that you think she's a 14-year-old girl, and you did, didn't you? You thought she was a 14-year-old girl, didn't you? Be honest, Tim. Be honest.
To start,
At the start,
maybe yes.
all right.
But now I've heard what she's just said.
No, not now. While you were still chatting, you always believed she was a 14-year-old girl,
Possibly,
didn't you?
yes.
It's not possibly, because even up till yesterday morning, you were telling her to play with herself in class. You were telling her while she was in her classroom to play with herself, so you knew she was a schoolgirl, didn't you? Or you thought she was. She wasn't.
I thought she was, yeah.
You thought what?
I thought she was, yes.
Yeah, so why were you speaking to her like that? Why would you want to speak to a 14-year-old like that? Do you not understand that, you know, these are our children?
Of course I do.
Apart from it being
Yeah.
highly illegal.
Why did you not block her there and then why did you continue it?
I don't know, to be honest.
You could have stopped it then.
Yeah,
Why?
I can understand. I could have stopped it there and then.
At 27...
But
Sorry, carry on.
I have no idea why I didn't do it.
Can I,
Answer me this then, because this is something you must know the answer to. As a 27-year-old man, why are you on a teenage chat site? Do you have a sexual preference for
Not
teenage
really,
children?
no, not
So
really.
why are you on a teenage chat site?
Just talk to friends and whatnot. you
friends,
know.
Friends.
You're 27, you've got friends of 14.
And you said not really, so there is a bit of intentions there.
It's not an adult dating site or anything,
I
Tim.
know it's
It's a teenage chat site.
a
So
teenage-
why are you
I know.
there? You're not a teenager. You're far from a teenager. Why are you there?
But I'm just look.
You're there looking for teenagers.
No.
That's what you were going
No,
to say.
on that app, there is other people on there that are older.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Seriously.
So why didn't you speak to them then?
well, there isn't, is there?
There is.
Let's face it. Most people, especially teenagers, this is how it
No.
goes. This is how it goes normally, right? In my world, anyway, right? They want to act older. You wouldn't get someone of 20 going, "Oh, I'm going on a teenage chat site." That wouldn't happen.
I know, I know.
You might get
No.
14-year-olds going on an adult chat line or
Yeah,
chat site,
yeah.
but you're not going to get it the other way around. So what you're doing is trying to cover yourself.
I've seen some people on there.
But you know what? Even
But
if
sorry,
Go on,
sorry,
carry on, carry on.
no, you go.
even if it was an adult chat site, which
Yeah.
it wasn't, right? Once someone tells you they're a child, because that's what they are, they're not a young woman, they're
No.
a child, that's the end of it.
Yeah.
Isn't it? You tell them off and tell them to get off there, that's the
Yeah.
responsible thing to do. Because
Exactly.
one day, maybe not because of your preference to children. You might have children of your own.
Yeah.
And one of them might be a girl, and then what will happen? Because there's lots of people.
Exactly, and then
That
there'll
place
be-
is riddled with people like you,
Yeah.
damaging them. And how would you feel about that?
I feel ashamed and embarrassed and guilty of what I've done.
You don't look in the
So
slightest
you're
bit
just saying
worried
words
though.
now because you didn't hear what I said. I said, how would you feel if someone done that to your child when she's fought in it? And
Oh,
you said,
sorry.
I feel ashamed and embarrassed
Sorry.
of what I'd done.
You'd want to kill somebody, wouldn't you?
Possibly, yeah.
I'd go to
So why-
prison for my daughter and my mum. That's what you should have said. You'd go to prison, you would kill for your child.
Yeah.
That's someone's child, mate. That's someone's child. That's
Because if anyone laid a finger on my daughter, best believe they would be 6 feet under. I
You-
would do time.
You've made a point of saying, earlier on, I'd never touch my nephews or nieces, but you touch ours, you touch our children. You know, what gives you the right? You've been teaching this girl about sex for the past 10 days. You've been teaching her what to do with herself. You've been making her do the most horrible things to herself. That what gives you the right to teach our children?
Doesn't.
So why do it then?
Don't know.
Are you in a relationship with anybody at the moment?
No.
An adult?
No.
Have you ever been in a relationship with an adult woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who
I
did-
do want to say, I won't be.
Oh, no, no, no,
whether
no,
you're into
but-
children
No.
permanently or.
I have been in a relationship with an adult.
Okay, it's going to be difficult.
Do you live here with your dad or
Yeah.
your mum and dad?
Just my dad.
Right, no names again. What's he going to think about this?
He's going to be.
By the time he gets home, you're going to be in the police station
Yeah.
You sent her
as a sexual predator. Sorry.
You sent her many indecent videos of people having sex so you could teach her what it was like. What the only expression that you've done.
Yeah.
They're the videos that you've sent.
Do you remember sending them?
Yeah. Now I've seen them, then yeah.
So you remember sending those videos? Did you when you sent them? Did you know it was wrong to send them?
Yeah. As soon as I sent them, I thought.
You thought I've just sent them to a 14-year-old.
Well, I shouldn't have done
But
that.
when you
So-
say that, how long was this over? How long?
It's only been about 10 days. It's a very
you
short
didn't-
chat log.
But you say short, but you haven't done it over one day and thought, oh, I've made the biggest mistake of my life, I'm not going to do it.
No, he's done it over a
It
few
continued for
days.
10 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you say how many kids you've been talking to?
I said no.
No.
So, just this one.
Guys, are there any more decoys on this guy? If there are, please message the page or put it on the screen now for us.
Do you know they all say this is the only one. It's the first time I've been caught.
This is Tim Lopez,
Never done it
Timothy
before.
Robert Lopez,
And it's
from Peterborough.
That's never the case.
No,
formerly
this-
Nottingham
this is
apparently.
My first.
But Peter Robin
Yeah,
Lopez
Well, so we're not the
from
police, so-
Peterborough.
No.
Anybody else got
I'm
him?
just saying, we're
He's come from a teen app rather than an adult app. Anybody else got him? Message the page, please.
Take your computer, take everything. That's why you're under section 24 right now. Because the police will take the computer. Anything in this house, even if it belongs to your dad, unfortunately, they're going to take that. Your dad's an innocent man in this. He's going to get his
Get
stuff.
sharing, guys.
That's what's going to happen.
Can I ask you another question? Why did you ask her to wet her pants so she could masturbate herself?
Oh yeah. That was particularly vile, wasn't it? You asked her to wet her own pants in bed. You got to play with herself.
I'm not too sure.
Would you ask an adult to do these things?
You got her to rub herself, didn't you, in bed? And then she said, "I feel like I want to wee," and you told her to just wee
somewhat,
herself
yeah.
in bed.
Yeah, I'll read it to you now then.
Again, guys, this is particularly vile.
Pee in your panties. It's normal if you do it in your panties. Keep doing it. You'll be fine. Just keep peeing. Rub as you pee. Are you pulling your panties off now? I bet they're soaked if you are. Rub over your panties. How does it feel? Pretty much all you say a number of times in there.
Yeah, and then the decoy asks, "What am I going to tell me, ma'am? Because my bed's all wet." And you said, "Just tell her you spilt a glass of water."
It seems you know what you do. You know you keep saying, I have to keep going on about
No,
this.
no, yeah.
You keep saying you've never done this before, it's the first one.
No, it is.
This seems to be a real rehearsed thing. And, you know, you seem to be knowing what the answers to tell this girl are. It seems like you're an expert at this.
Don't be.
This is my first time actually being.
You've broken so many laws
Oh, yes.
here, Tim.
Oh, I have,
you know,
yeah.
you've been grooming a child. You've been you've been teaching her how to masturbate herself. You've got 3 or 4 charges on you there.
Don't be scared. You have to show me a picture as well. Make sure you send me a picture.
Oh, that way,
I'll let you get in here.
Just the police are on their way.
Oh yeah, I know.
Right.
I'm in
and-
bed being naughty. I hope you don't mind. I'm horny again. Have you ever been horny? Why don't you touch yourself? In her first message, she stated how old was she? You tell me how old she said she was.
14, 15, I think.
She was 14.
That's the first message.
And you wouldn't tell her how old you were at first because she wouldn't like it. So don't tell me you didn't think that this was wrong. I'm okay with your age. Hey, it's me from Teen Chat.
Teen chat, that's the key word in it, teen chat. You were 27 years of age and you decided to go on a thing called teen
And when
chat.
she said she didn't want to masturbate anymore, you says, okay, fine then, I'm off to sleep if you don't want to. That's nice, isn't it?
So you like to be in charge a bit, don't you?
Not really, no.
Mate.
No, but it states on there that you.
She
you
asked
know-
many times if she could stop because she were crying and it hurt. And what did you say? No, you can't. She had to wait until you wanted to finish until she could stop. That was a girl of 14 saying she was crying over what you were making her do. But you still wouldn't let her stop because of your own sexual preferences.
I can't believe you look so calm.
You've got no reaction at all.
No remorse whatsoever.
You're not sorry.
I am.
Sorry you've been
No,
Sorry, yeah.
I am sorry for everything that's happened and what it's gone through. I feel guilty inside.
You
I know.
feel
I know. It might not look
You've got no
on the
reaction
outside.
at
No,
all.
it may not look. I've got reaction on the outside, but deep inside, it's heartbreaking me.
It's affected
Wait a
the
minute.
decoy.
It's
Can I
affecting
just
me
say
as well.
something? How do you think a child would feel having this been a real girl?
She'll feel traumatized.
Yes, she would, because
I know,
of you.
yeah.
Because
For
of
life.
you. If you can traumatise a grown woman with what you said in these chat logs, can you imagine what you'd
Oh,
have
yeah,
done to a
yeah.
kid?
And the pictures
I don't
and
think
videos
you
you've
can.
No, I
The
se-
pictures
se-
and the videos
seriously,
that you
I
sent
can.
the kid were absolutely disgusting.
I know it was.
It was a
But you still
power.
didn't stop, did you?
I know.
You were messaging her before
and I
we
don't know
came
why.
here.
You were messaging her half an hour before we turned up at your door. So you might be saying you're sorry now, but you weren't sorry, an hour ago before we turned up. You're sorry that you've been caught.
You weren't
But you
sorry
were still
10 days
messaging-
ago
you were still
either.
messaging this girl an hour ago before we turned up here. We've driven a long way to get to you today because you're a danger to children.
But
You are
still,
dangerous to children.
telling what you believe to be a kid, I like being called daddy, and yes, I realise daughters make their dads do that.
Whoa.
Because that's what you wanted her to call you, so you tried to make her believe that that's what dads do with their daughters, because you purely wanted her to call you daddy.
Do you know how sick that is?
Yeah.
You've got no
No.
reaction.
Told this
Seriously.
14-year-old that dads
Yeah.
do sexual things to their own daughters. Well, most dads that I know wouldn't.
That's fucked up, mate. That's
So let's hope you
I
never have
understand
children.
that
then.
is
Let's hope you
literally
never have
fucked up.
children.
Yeah, do you really?
Yeah.
So
No,
why would you say
seriously.
it?
I have
That's
no
fucked
idea.
up, and you're
I
a
know it
sick,
is.
sick man.
I know
And,
I
and
am.
I'm controlling my emotions, and I
No.
will control my emotions. And as I said, I've got to reassure you, you're not in no danger. But fuck me, mate. do you know what I mean?
No,
If,
you
you
speaking
know.
like that, I'm thinking, hang on a minute, are you going to lash
No,
out
no,
to
I'm
me?
not. No, no,
No,
no.
That's
I promise. Listen, listen. They wouldn't
Got a
listen.
good
We
guilt
wouldn't be.
trip going on, that's
We wouldn't
for
be
sure.
here. We
No,
wouldn't.
seriously, I'm not feeling guilty. Well,
And
I
you
am
don't look
for.
like you're feeling
No,
guilty.
I am.
No, well,
deep
listen.
inside-
Save it for the police. Save it for the police, right? You're a fucked up individual, right? I don't have to be polite
I know you don't,
because,
yeah,
because
yeah.
when you was talking to what you thought was a child, that could have been my child,
Yeah.
right? And as I said,
You
mate,
could have lashed out at me.
well, lashed out on me, you mate, is an understatement,
Yeah.
you right? But
I-
it's still,
I-
but we still think all of us. Well, some that we've got children,
We're all
right?
parents.
We're all parents, and I hope. And you know what I said earlier? I hope to God you ain't a parent one day, because if you think that fathers do that to every
No,
time I
yeah.
think of that, I don't even want to say them words, mate.
No.
Because you're a sick cunt, you know what I mean? And I'm sorry I'm swearing on this, but it's just,
No.
that's just unbelievable. I'm not going to, don't worry. I'm too long in the tooth to start smashing you out about. I'll leave that for the police to do what they've got to do. So don't worry about that. But you deserve it, mate. Honestly, in my opinion,
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
deserve it. You deserve to be slapped all over. But I'm not going to do that. It's the justice what's going to do.
Tim, if you've been, I mean, I'm hoping you haven't been talking to any real children, but if you had, and this, for instance, was one of their dads knocking on your door,
Oh yeah.
You won't be standing here with a camera like
No.
we are.
Especially
You'd be laying dead in the gutter outside the garden by now.
Mums are
You understand
capable
that?
of all sorts as well, not just the
Yeah,
father.
yeah, sorry, mums, dads.
No offence.
Mums are probably
to
worse.
And
Women
deservedly
or
so.
anything in general. Well, I think women are more violent than men.
Do you know
That's
what,
because
Tim?
we
When it,
can't-
Yes.
That's
When,
'cause-
when they can.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
when
because
it comes to
we spend 9
protecting
months
children.
carrying the child, do you know what I
Exactly,
mean? But
yeah.
it's...
Is that why you talk to kids?
Not really, no.
No. Alright.
Why do you? Why do you? I need to know because I think you don't. You're a paedophile, right? You
the
don't
police
see-
have
you
been
don't see
rang, guys,
yourself
by
as a
the way. We
paedophile.
are waiting a long time for them, but the police
Why do you
have
think
been
it's
rang on
okay to
101
speak
and
to a child and not
999 and we're
think
still
it's wrong?
I
waiting.
don't think it's okay. I think it is wrong.
Yeah, but why did you continue?
I'm confused. Honestly, I'm confused.
I have no
I'm confused because I reckon. You know, you tell me if I'm wrong. You are a paedophile, but you won't see yourself as a paedophile.
No.
You don't see yourself as a paedophile.
No.
So what in your mind is a paedophile? Someone's interested sexually in children, yes?
Yes.
Right, okay. And you've shown
But-
yourself that you're interested
No.
in children. So you're a paedophile.
Let me finish. Okay. My thinking the way of paedophiles is yes, talking to underage kids